One. Hey everyone, we're live at the Pace Studio in New York right now with Marcus King. Marcus, it's always great to see you, dude. Thanks for doing this.
Hey man, thanks for having me.
Yeah. It's a brand new iteration of Marcus King. It's always been with band, and congratulations to you because El Dorado comes out on January 17th, and the debut solo album. We're about to hear some music from it.
Yeah, man, I got a few numbers picked out for you. I'm really excited to share it with everybody.
Yeah, dude. We're excited to share it with the internet. The sound check has sounded great, and can you tell us what's coming up first?
Yeah, it's the tune called "Beautiful Stranger." I'm going to start with that one.
Right.
It was like this. Beautiful stranger, come here quite often. I don't know your name, but I know what you drink. You got a secret, but it's one you can't keep. Oh, beautiful stranger, you're like an angel to me. So if you're feeling lonely, come sit next to me. We'll find a slow song to dance to. Stranger no longer will be. So beautiful stranger, so lovely tonight. Could that be my future that I see in your eyes? Take me to heaven, do as you please, baby. Oh, beautiful stranger, you're like an angel to me. Beautiful stranger, come here quite often. I don't know your name, but I know what you drink. You got a secret, but it's one you can't keep, baby. Oh, beautiful stranger, you're like an angel to me. Oh, beautiful stranger, you're like an angel to me.
Yeah. All right, dude, that sounds great, man. And how do you like the guitar? I mean, I watched that guitar just get delivered here along with a pair of pants, so I know this is a relatively new development in your life.
Day.
How do you like that thing? And
Man, everything I get from D'Angelico, everything they let me borrow, long-term borrow, but I don't give it back, all these things. Everything that they loan me is always just really great, comes out of the case, in tune, ready to play, and Man, can't say enough about D'Angelico. I can't say enough about this particular model. It's kind of a secret, so
All right.
that's it.
Keep it under wraps until they decide to say more about it. But can we can definitely talk more about, if not the particular instruments in front of us, the players on the record. Can we talk about who you worked with on El Dorado and what that experience was like? Because I mean, I'm glad for you personally that you got to work at that studio in that environment. But can we talk specifically about Dave and Gene and Bobby, all the players that are on this record?
Man, it was incredible. You got two of the original Memphis boys on the record, Bobby Woods and Gene Bubba Chrisman on the drums. It's a real honor because I grew up listening to those guys without knowing I was listening to them, you know? And when I moved to Nashville, I got more into... And when I met Auerbach, too, that was a big part of it was he taught me more about digging into the records that I grew up listening to and listening past the feature artists, you know? Listening past the lead vocalist to the band that was behind them because it was always stellar musicians. And a lot of them... you know, that never really went on the road or did anything. They were just incredible studio musicians. And on this record that we're about to put out is an example of that. We've got some of the best of the best. Dave Rowe on bass, who was Jay Reed's bass player and son-in-law. You got Billy Sanford on guitar, and he has a guitar riff in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for Pretty Woman. That was his second session in Nashville. So we had... a plethora of great stories of them when they were crazy youngins in the Nashville scene, and now they're all like 80 years old and have way more energy than me still. So they kept me really excited the whole time recording.
Nice. Well, dude, the songs are exciting. The album is exciting sounding. El Dorado is it. Hopefully we've got a good crowd watching right now. Hopefully everybody is able to check it out. January 17th, 2020 is the release date, and it sounds outstanding. It's been on heavy rotation here since Doug sent it over, and it's going to be on heavy rotation for years to come, and we're just stoked you're sharing it with us here today, man.
Man, I'm happy to be so.
Yes. What's coming up second today?
This is a tune we wrote with Ronnie Bowman. Incredible bluegrass singer, incredible everything singer. Ronnie Bowman, if you're listening, you're the man. It's a song called Sweet Mariona. It goes like this. Sweet Mariona, long as I've known you were the apple of my eye, all the stars in my sky. I adore you, sweet Mariona, from California to the heavens above. I can still feel your love growing stronger over the rainbow. I know that you know whenever you cross my mind, the sun's gonna shine. Sweet Mariona, sometimes without warning I can hear you in the wind coming back to me again and again. Over that rainbow, I know that you know whenever you cross my mind, the sun's gonna shine. Sweet Mariona, never forget you. From that moment I met you, you knew how to get to my heart. From the moment I to my heart.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, man.
Of course.
Yeah, dude, can we talk a little about the songwriting on this album versus past albums? I've been I tend to, when I listen to something for the first through the 20th times, I'm not hearing the lyrics to it at all. I'm hearing the sounds that you're making. I'm hearing the tones that the guitar is making. But I've read more about this album, and just hearing these songs so far in this session have interpreted them through a different lens, and I'm listening to the more lyric forward. It seems as though, these are a personal set of lyrics talking about, mental health issues, talking about feeling ostracized from a particular community or what's going on. And that's, those are universal things, but not necessarily things that are sung about constantly. But there it is, man. It seems very personal in this case. Can you talk a little bit about how your lyrics have evolved on this record versus past outings?
Well, on this particular record, I got the opportunity to work with some of my favorite writers, and some of them were my favorite writers without me knowing they were my favorite writers. After I had the opportunity to work with them, would I go and check out like the songs that they had written for other people. And I was like, wow, I knew there was a reason I loved working with you, And this record was an opportunity to work with all these people that taught me all these different little ways to say what I needed to say. Because for me, writing is the most important part of it, and performing is a very important element to just getting out what's in here and in here, and just putting it out in a positive way. It's a therapeutic measure to keep you from going crazy, because this world is so crazy. I guess just learning from the writers that I worked with on this album. Paul Overstreet was one of those writers. We co-wrote Beautiful Stranger together. Ronnie Bowman, who I mentioned, and Pat McLaughlin and Auerbach as well. It was an incredible group of writers. Bobby Wood also. Yep.
Cool, man. Well, I'm really, really honestly glad. It's such a pleasure to have you in here every single time, and I'm glad that you had that experience and that catharsis, and that you, hopefully it's a cathartic thing to sing them every time, and not just a big drag to sing these songs about big, heavy issues, man. Hopefully it feels good every single time, because it certainly feels good to listen to them.
That's the thing, man, is it's such an honor to play these songs every time I get to play them for people that want to listen. And thanks for tuning in, by the way. It's a pleasure every time. It never gets old. I don't think it's ever going to get stale. When it does, I'll put them down. But for right now, I really enjoy playing them.
Nice. Well, dude, thanks for doing it here today. And there's a ton more music. You're going to play a third, fourth, and a fifth off El Dorado. Can you tell us what's coming up next?
So I guess I'm going to try this one. It's called One Day She's Here. And let's tune this real quick. This was one that we co-wrote with Pat McLaughlin. If I recall correctly, I was late this particular day, which happens a lot. It's just something I struggle with,
Not today, dude. You were like 15 minutes early today.
I was early today.
Yeah.
I think it's because they lied about what time I was supposed to be here, and that tends to happen. A couple wake-up calls in the morning. But I was late this particular day, and when I showed up, Pat McLaughlin, Mackie, he had this line, about a pretty little girl in a Coupe de Ville. I said, let's roll with that. I'm sure I've got something deep down that I could write about that could start that way. And this is it. So One Day She's Here.
Across the hill. One day
minute, but she slipped away. Sadder than waiting on a rainy day. One day here, but the next you gone. Stayed just long enough to turn me on. She disappeared just like the dawn. One day she's here, the next she's gone. I will never find another one like her. That's the only thing that I know for sure. One day here and the next you gone. She's the kind of likes to keep moving home. She disappeared just like the dawn. One day she's here and the next she's gone. She disappears just like the dawn. One day she's here, the next she's gone. She disappears just like the dawn. One day she's here, the next she's gone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Marcus.
Yeah, man.
On the Top Secret D'Angelico, dude. It sounds great.
Yeah, man. 007.
Yeah. So you referenced Dan Auerbach a couple of times when we're talking about players on the album, when we're talking about the songwriting as well. Can we talk about that relationship in particular? Like, what was the origin of that? How did you find yourself in this relationship or situation where Dan Auerbach is producing the album?
So, just ahead of doing Carolina Confessions, our previous studio effort, we were in Phoenix, Arizona at a gig, and it was the last show before we all got to go home, and I got reached out to by my team of managers at the time, and they said that Dan Auerbach wanted me to come to the studio and write a couple tunes. So I said, cool, just change my flights. I'll go to Nashville right now. And I didn't have any hesitation. I flew the next day to Nashville, and we did a couple writing sessions and hung out. We just became quick friends, solid dude, and we just really hit it off. And shortly after that, I went to Nashville to do the record that I was in the process of cutting, and just lived there for 2 weeks. Fell in love with the city, fell in love with the people, and just the heritage and the just overall buzz that was there, And I ended up moving there, and then shortly after that, I got in the studio at Easy Eye Sound, and we cut this record.
Outstanding. Well, I'm glad it all fell together that way. I'm a sincere fan of El Dorado. It's again, if you, the internet, are just joining us right now, it's out January 17th, and we're hearing 5 songs from it today. And I think we're about to roll into number 4 right now. Can you tell us what's coming up? What's coming up next?
Yeah, man. This is a song I wrote. I was on the way to see a lady friend. I'm in her home state of Virginia.
Outstanding.
And
But do we need to unpack any of this, or are we just going to move on from that?
There's a lot of wine, and I stopped and picked some wildflowers along the way.
Nice.
You know, romantic, you know. Try to be. And that's what the song's about. It's called Wildflowers and Wine. Wildflowers and wine, an old scratchy record plays in the background of our lives. We're still here dancing after all this time. Wildflowers and wine. I walk through fields of evergreen with a golden sun like I never seen. I pick them one at a time, wildflowers and wine. Wildflowers and wine. There's an old scratchy record playing in the background of our life. We're still out here dancing to all this time. Wildflowers and wine.
that sounds so good, dude. Thank you. It's like, I mean, every phrase, when it comes back to the same phrase in the song, is so thoughtfully different and so intricately different than the one that came before it. I'm just ultimately impressed by your singing, your songwriting, your playing, everything about it, dude. Keep coming back here. It's been a pleasure on our side to see what you do develop. Come back like every week if you can, dude. Every time you're in New York.
I will. I'll be back next week. I'm going to sleep on that couch.
Dude, yeah, I do sometimes. There's, there's enough room for both of us to sleep here. There's 3 showers here. We're all set, man.
3 showers. I'm set.
Yeah. So what are people going to see when? So the next show that I'm aware of is on Halloween night, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're at the Truman in Kansas City. I know in a couple months you're back here in New York City on December 21st at the Beacon. What does this tour look like? Are you playing? Is there any solo version of it? Are you playing with band, or is it a mix between the two things? Or what can people expect this fall and winter?
Well, man, I've got one of the greatest bands in the business, and it's my band that I've had for the past 6 or 7 years, and that's who I'm comfortable with, and they're really up for the challenge of learning these tunes that I was so blessed to have these legends play on it. It was a departure from the band, but it's something that I'm going to share with them on the road. And I feel like if I was going to find the most competent musicians that I trusted enough to play this material that's so vulnerable for me and so special to me, and that I had the opportunity of working with these legends on, these are the guys that I trust to play it. And they're going to be playing the music with me, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, dude, I believe it. I'm definitely going to see you on December 21st at the Beacon. I will be there 100%. Do you anticipate there being any, the arrangement that you're playing here in the stripped down tape room at Pace, do you anticipate any of the shows being at least partially you solo, or is it, do you envision it as full band all the time?
There's a couple tunes that may be a little more stripped down. There's going to be some more intimate opportunities with this material. It's going to be a little bit different, but our show has always been something that's incorporated a lot of improvisation and a lot of just playing off the room and the crowd. So we want to get to the material. We want to let every market hear the material. It's going to be a departure from the way that we've played in the past. We want everybody to be able to hear the record, but we're also going to be throwing some curveballs in some cities that we're return offenders, and
nice.
keeping it fresh for us and for them.
I think that the crowd participation and improvisation segues fairly perfectly into what's happening next. There's going to be a crowd participation segment to what's coming up right now, right?
Yeah, I warned everybody before they came. This is the biggest crowd I've ever had at Paste.
Dude, this is the most people I think that have ever been behind the camera. There's 12 of us back here? Yeah.
So there's no excuse. We got to be loud as possible. So I'm going to set you with the rhythm. I said this yesterday. I'll say it again. You clap at home. We might just hear you. It's a loud city, so you got to do it quite loud. So this is the rhythm for you right here. This song called The Well. You got it? There you go. Yeah. Uh-huh. 1, 2, 3. Sitting on my mama's knee, said, son, there's only one thing to set your soul free. There wasn't no easy street where I come from. There wasn't no sleep until the work was done. Papa was a preaching about the fires of hell. You want a drink of water, got to go to the well. The Cornerstone Church tried to curse my soul, but the good Lord blessed me with some rock and roll, yeah. Keep it going. Come on. but you never can tell. One for the money, two another show, three for the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Man, dude, thank you so much for coming here. Next week, we'll see you again, evidently. And every week after that. Man, have a great show on Halloween at the Truman in Kansas City. And back here at the Beacon on December 21st. The Jam Cruise is going to be a ton of fun. That's happening in early January. And then the Sweetwater 420 Fest, April 26th, is happening. It's all up at MarcusKingBand.com. And, dude, these are always excellent days when you come by. And best of luck on El Dorado. It comes out January 17th. And thank you so much for the music from it, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, man.
All right, man.
Cheers.